open this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission on Monday, October 3rd, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. First thing, roll call.
Amy Brett.
Here.
Jenny Druckman.
Here.
Bill Higgins is excused. Holly Priestley.
Here.
Angela Rockefeller.
Here.
Karen Schumacher.
Present.
Sharon Stetter.
Here.
Leslie Johns.
Here.
And I'm here as staff liaison.
All right. Unless you wanted to call the public yourself, we do not have a call to the public. So we're going to move to item 1, approval of the minutes of the September 14th, 2022 special meeting. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes of the September 14th, 2022 special meeting. Excuse me. I'm reading, is that reading?
I'll second that.
You have a second? All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Then approved. So we'll move to my list. Item 2, discussion and possible action regarding the following items for the Bisbee Festival of the Arts event. I wrote this out myself so we could just sort of bang through it. The first thing is discussion, connecting with all contractors, times for setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm hoping that there will be people who will volunteer who already talked to these people, simply to just contact them and be like, hey, we're still on the same page, you haven't like moved to Alaska or something. Our bathrooms are going to be there on time. Before we go into the specifics, what we're trying to do, and Angela is in contact with the water and the tent rental. We are trying to have the tent set up by 8 on Saturday morning, so that the vendors at 8 to 10 have time to set up. So that's the plan, right? So going down the list, porta potties.
That's me.
Would you like to contact them and be like, hey, we're still, cool.
I'm sure they know the time and the place because I can't remember it right off my head, but it should be in the,
On the contract.
yeah.
Yeah, we just want to make sure those are probably set up by 8 in the morning too. Truck bed.
Yes,
All right, see, this is good.
I was gonna actually ask them to deliver that on Friday.
That's an excellent idea.
I do have a question about
I
the
do
porta
have a
potties
question about
when
that though.
the time comes.
Oh yeah,
It's
no, if you have a
time.
question about it, go for it. Porta potties, what's the question about porta potties?
Well, I didn't want to jump back. I wanted to let Jenny finish, but whenever Jenny's
You can
finished.
jump either way, I'm fine.
Okay.
Go for it.
When the place, who's going to be meeting them and making sure the porta potties are placed properly? Is there going to be somebody meeting them?
Well, it depends on, when, if they're there on Friday, I'll be there.
Yeah,
We're gonna be,
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think-
Well, I just wanted to make sure I didn't.
yeah, and we also can send we have a map of where we want them
Okay.
now.
Because it would be a big
Do I
deal
have-
for us if we
Yeah.
showed up and they were too close.
I mean, did you send it digitally?
I haven't
Is it
sent it to you digitally because there's a few things we're gonna change this evening, but I
Let's-
will right after that.
Yeah, because then I'll just send it to them and have them
Oh,
look.
perfect.
Because theoretically, if they have it, we probably still want somebody there.
Yeah.
In case
Yeah.
they get a crazy idea.
Just making sure that they understand that, like,
We need room.
yeah, it needs to hug this way or else we'd be in trouble. So,
Yeah, we'll be there and I'll send them this map as
Okay,
soon as
perfect.
we
Cool.
get the digital.
Yeah, I just have to finalize it. Before you look too deeply at this map, there are a few things that are about to change.
Okay.
Truck bed?
There is a truck parked in that empty lot.
There were 2 last time I was there.
And
They
I was-
appropriated.
Yeah, I meant to go by and look at that today. It's not really something, I just need to figure out how are we gonna pull that truck bed in while those trucks are still there, if they're still there. Because I thought we wanted to have a tent on the side for the sound
Yeah,
person.
there is, that's what theoretically would be. So one of our agenda items this evening, it's under item 2, is connecting with Luke Oldfield and the owners of cars.
Yeah, all right,
Trying to figure out how to get those moved.
thank you.
Because I'm with you, because I was like, wait, that's where that, okay.
Yeah.
Arizona Rangers,
That's me.
is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Arizona Warner, you're on that one. Douglas Bus, I think that's my job. I just have to send the schedule to Nina. City of Bisbee trash pickup and barriers. Do we have a contact person that,
It would either be Matt or Logan.
so just because, so we know that if we need the dumpster dumped, or if we're.
Usually they'll give you the on-call person's phone number.
Okay.
Also, right in there, I was wondering if I should get a hold of Matt or Logan, because I would like to get some cones for blocking off a couple of parking spaces.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And we were talking about letting the musicians park in front of
The,
Dad's space, right?
right in front of Deb Maroney's
Yeah.
place where it says 15-minute loading.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to say that at the meeting, because, and make sure that's all right.
No, we need.
Because then I'm gonna let all the musicians know that.
No, that's great.
Okay.
So you're gonna contact them about that?
I am.
So since you're talking about that, we will also ask about trash pickup and the barriers then, since you're gonna.
Should I ask the,
Since
those
you're gonna
guys
ask our
about?
phones.
I think it'd be the same person, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll do that.
Perfect. And then, did we, get an invoice from High Desert?
Yeah, sort of, I mean, invoicing.
We
Doesn't
got-
look
we already-
very formal.
I think
She's
it's on this
sent an email.
agenda to be
Yeah,
paid tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, tomorrow's agenda.
Oh,
So-
it is, for the, also the tax was added on to
Yep.
that.
Okay.
I saw that.
Mhm.
So I'll still contact, dang it.
So, just
You want me to do that, Amy?
Oh, it's
Oh.
fine. What?
Oh, you're talking about your pen.
No, my pen broke. I'm throwing it away after this, but no, I'll contact.
Okay.
it starts at 6, so whenever you can get there before that.
So what time before 6?
Yeah,
I'll find
right.
out
Isn't
when.
I think it's mostly cold food, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So I'll find out when they need us there, but it has to be there before 6.
Yeah, and I'm assuming, I'll be there all day.
5 maybe they'll come in, but
Yeah.
there's rules, like it can't be out more than 4 hours or something.
Yeah.
Our refrigerator's there though, we can stuff in the refrigerator there. And I'll double check that with,
And she might have ice under it, so that'd be fine. I'll just talk to her and get it squared away, as long as it's set up before 6.
That'd be perfect. All right, so you get the idea of what I'm
Bless you.
doing here. Discussion, connecting with vendors and hired entertainment. Some musicians, they know, right?
I'm gonna verify everything and send another group. Well, I'm gonna get a hold of each one of them and go over the details. But as far as the sound person for the fundraiser, because I'm doing the sound.
Are you doing, do we have sound, do we have a sound system?
What we're gonna do for the fundraiser is Ben and Brian are going to bring their own sound.
Fair enough.
But what I do want to ask is if we can arrange with David Rose to maybe go in at 5
okay, 5 on,
that night,
On that-
Friday.
Oh,
we'll be there.
all
We'll be
day.
there.
Just be there.
Yeah,
So it's okay to tell those guys they could come at 5 to set up?
for sure. I mean, that whole week,
even earlier if they want to.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
you
be
know,
there.
actually,
You'll just
if,
be there.
Yeah.
we'll just take turns heading home to go and get ready if we're still covered in paint or whatever the hell. I'm used to these exhibitions and, yeah, we'll take turns going home and getting ready.
Okay.
Somebody will be there.
Yeah, I assume that week I'll just be living in Lowell in a trash can by the city. Actually, maybe the city could give me a place to
Wait,
sleep.
I feel like truck bed, you could.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
There's a lot of
I was
cars.
like, I don't know if I'll be able to ever leave Lowell again.
I do have a question.
Yes, please.
Or something I just wanted to confirm specifically with Jenny.
Yeah.
The in-between, we originally thought we wanted you to DJ. We now have some student performers that really need specific music, so we're gonna bring our own sound system.
Sure. You're
And
gonna have a sound system at your spot then?
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
it'll
that's
be
fine.
something simple and easy, but
Sure.
that way we can set the music for those 15-minute
Absolutely.
sets.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
I wasn't worrying about it. I
was.
I forgot about it. I'm really glad that you're gonna do that, because that's a little short notice now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine,
okay.
good.
We've
So, Erie,
got the full timeline. I don't know, is that that something you guys would like me to bring ahead of time, so you kind of have an idea of who's performing when, or do you want?
I'd love to see that, you know, if you
Okay.
want to just send it to me.
Yeah.
It would be nice to be able to do the same thing that we're doing for the musicians online, you know, advertising the band.
Yeah, if you want to get it to me in the next couple
Oh,
days,
okay.
I can have her make a,
Similar type setup? All right, that sounds good. I have one that's pretty detailed that I'll share with you guys, and then I'll give you
Give me the
the
basics.
skeleton version that would be good for
yeah, for
promotions.
That'd be great.
Okay.
'Cause that, yeah, just like we did the, and then I tagged all the musicians, so they shared it on Instagram, we'll probably do that a few
Okay.
times.
Yeah, that'd be
Sounds
great.
good.
Great. Sound person,
That's me.
yeah. We,
Did it, we already talked about it.
no, no, but it's not
For the fundraiser.
No, just
The sound raiser, sound raiser.
Sound We're getting efficient with our words.
Sound, no. I thought it was
Every other word.
Sound
You're not doing
person.
all the sound, are you?
No,
Oh, have you?
It's
Yeah, he's doing it.
Darren.
That's right, okay.
Darren Crosby.
I was like, he bailing me now.
Not at all.
And so he's Saturday and Sunday. Okay.
Right, I'm gonna get with him too, just to confirm all details.
Food vendors. So far we have the burger truck. We have Po' Boy, and we have 9 to 7. The question for them too was, and Nanda's husband emailed me what time we wanted them to set up.
Right.
Which I would assume, I mean, they don't have to, Nanda's husband probably has to set up more because he doesn't have a food truck, but I was gonna tell them anytime probably after 8. Does that sound good?
8 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's still, I mean, they could do probably 9 or 9:30 if they wanted. We just don't want them there the same time the tent catastrophe is going on.
Right.
You're
Good?
right. Right.
Yeah, anytime, after the 10 start, they can come anytime.
Does that make sense?
So you gonna let them know?
Yeah, I'll let them know.
So I was thinking, most of my posts on Instagram are gonna be about, obviously, the festival between now and then. And I was gonna start sharing, like, the burger truck actually did a little event thing,
Mhm.
so that's fantastic. I'm wondering, does anybody have any idea if Po' Boys and Nina's potentially might do the same?
What's his first name?
Jack.
Yeah,
Jack.
Jack, that's right. I just don't wanna.
Just always call him Nina's
Nina's
husband.
husband.
When I email them, I can ask them for like a photo of what they
It'd
do.
be fantastic.
All right, that makes sense. Ask for a photo.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Po' Boys has one, and they do a vegetarian,
Oh, good.
couple things, so
Great.
there are some veggie stuff on Po' Boys.
Okay.
I have a concern that might fit in here.
Yes?
I was going around with posters this weekend, which I have about 6 or 7 left, and I felt like we were being out advertised because the mariachi has
No, you're-
all the things.
They have Tableton Sphere?
No, they have little, what are these things?
The tents.
Boy, my brain is really here, my God. These little things, but
tents.
The
no,
ta-
they're outside.
Oh,
Oh,
big
sandwich
ones.
board.
Sandwich boards outside of all these places, I was getting kind of jealous. I'm like, we need to be out there, we're before them, we're better, no. No, I just felt like we were maybe under advertising and I wanted to discuss that.
Bratz also has the big
We gave it to
We gave
them.
it.
thing, yeah.
That space.
We were gonna use that space, but it was gonna cost us like $350 to get that banner made, and it was just getting concerning. I mean, we will have, the graphic designer made some Bisbee Festival of the Arts things to go in the ground. That's more for like when the actual festival is going on. We do have a banner that's coming tomorrow or Wednesday to go in the library.
Oh, great.
Right about on the
Um,
second floor of the library.
But
Oh,
I
good.
wouldn't be too worried about the advertising, because a lot of it, Facebook has been fairly active. I mean, because we've been paying for posts for months.
Mhm.
The website, like, there were like 1,500 people that went through last month, which I thought was pretty good. Eva got it on the Arizona Department of Tourism,
Good.
and then there's there are 2 ads in Tucson Guide.
It's great,
And
I know
so-
that's all happening. I think what concerned me was nobody that in these restaurants, even in Lowell, knew anything about it. Like,
I thought we talked to.
I said, I talked to you about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Oops. You know, Nell Klein didn't remember anything. It was just almost more like very local.
Mhm.
The
Lowell-ish.
restaurant mornings, they're like, what? It just,
And you took posters over
So
to
I
them?
took posters
That's great.
and talked it up, but, then everywhere I went, the sound.
Mariachi.
Luckily,
So I just wanted
that's
to
Corey,
express
and they've
that
got the
concern.
tabletop thing, so at least there is some presence, but I get you. I keep talking to people and I'm amazed when they're like, what's this? And I'm like,
Yes.
how do you not
I have a lot of
know?
that.
I know I've been living and breathing it for a
No, I know,
while,
and
but
we've been advertising quite a bit.
yeah.
If we could get, the sandwich boards even, like, if we could just get one or two, like, and compete with the mariachi festival. Because I
Could
do
use
have
some
some posters
posters.
left. Does anybody have posters
I have a
left?
couple.
I have a bunch.
I have some too.
Because, I would be happy to do a little postering
Yeah, you wanna do some more
and more
posters?
aggressive.
We have a lot more posters.
Yeah, get them to me,
And I
I'll
mean,
take
the
care of
best thing that anybody can do is just do what you're doing, which is going around those businesses and trying to, because we all do concentrate on Old Bisbee in the sense of, there's posters all over Old Bisbee.
it. Right.
Yeah. But, and any businesses you can think of in San Jose.
Yeah, so anybody who has posters that they're not using yet, I'll take them.
Yeah, I can get them to you. You wanna come by Thursday and grab them?
Sure.
Yeah.
Are there any businesses in Sierra Vista we want to advertise in? Any restaurants there that would take the poster? Does anybody want to, like, maybe I'll go to Outback Inn and I'll go to a couple places like that,
You
maybe.
take them over there?
Yeah.
Do they put
Coffee,
posters up
there's a
there?
coffee shop.
Yeah, there's a coffee shop. now,
Coffee
yeah.
shops usually are.
I'll make a day of going over there and
Okay.
seeing where I could drop them
And
off.
then I'll just focus on Warren and
San Jose, that'd be great. And we do have, Eva's gonna we'll have an article in the Herald.
Right,
But we want to do that a week or two before.
right.
And then, of course, the Bisbee paper. So, yeah.
That's
think of
good,
anything
I'm
else.
just feeling better.
No, I'm just trying to
The
think about
advertising.
other things we need to do, because you advertise so much.
What
and
about
you're
the
like,
radio station? Is anybody talking about it on KVRP?
Did Eva say she did anything on KBRP? I'll ask her.
She was, the first round, she was more concerned with, and I mean, the same thing with the Facebook ads that we've been putting out. Now it's on Bisbee, so you're more likely to see it if you're in Bisbee. But the first like 5 months, we were really concentrating on regional outside of Bisbee.
Right.
Because I feel like Bisbee people or Sierra Vista people make up their mind like an hour before what they're gonna do, or a week. And so now is the really big push time.
Right,
Yeah.
but, maybe I can call KVRP and
You wanna try that?
see
Yeah.
if I can.
Well, we
get
just give them a public service announcement, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Some sort of a,
okay, I'll do that.
No, anything else you guys can think of to do?
who's doing that interviews on the radio? Somebody's got an interview program.
Is it Patricia Worth?
I don't know. Anyway, it'd be probably worthwhile to get somebody maybe interviewed about the event.
It would be.
Yeah.
No. I'll do that.
I'll do it.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but Cool FM on Facebook and
that's a
all
good
that,
one,
they
too.
push it out to a lot of people.
Oh.
Yeah, he's out of Sierra Vista, but he's
But
always.
he's
he was
always
like
here in
When that
Bisbee.
person got murdered, he was here like
Yeah.
faster than anybody.
So, he's always in Bisbee.
What's his name?
It's called Cool FM. He has a Facebook
Cool
page.
FM online, right?
Yes.
He is good about.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'll get a hold of him.
they were here Friday and they were just saying how much they love Bisbee, so that might
Thank
be a
you.
good thing
And
to
I'll
do.
put it more in the Sierra Vista groups. My experience with like Chit Chat Sierra Vista and some of those is like so heavily contentious over there that I'm always like, I don't want to post here, it's scary. But not Sierra Vista, just the Facebook group. So that's always, we can do more of that. Are you gonna, who was gonna contact?
I'll do the Cool FM.
You gonna try and get a hold of
person.
them?
And
And
KBRP.
I'm gonna get a hold of KVRP, and then if there's someone that would wanna talk to you on
And I'll be
the
happy to
radio,
do that.
I'll put them with you. I'll hook you up with them.
And then I'll have to have everybody's information.
Um,
Angela, your brain, Jenny, your brain.
So yeah, this week, the beginning of next week is when we order all the rest of the paper goods of any kind, so let me know if you can think of anything. It's just that it just gets really expensive. That was the thing with the banner. Brad's has made their banner, so that giant banner, and then they wanted that space, so Sharon and I were like, fine,
If some of the hotels could take them, because if Before we moved here, we came all the time and stayed in all the hotels, and sometimes we'd look at those little things on the table. and go,
We're
"Let's
out
do
of
that."
those. We don't.
What about,
We don't-
what about giving the maps to the hotels?
It'd be really fun if
Doing
we
that.
could do something, yeah, with the hotels. And
Even the posters, the ones that we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hotels
Yeah.
posters.
They have some.
Yeah, I have a lot of posters left, so.
Do you? All right.
And we can order more of those tables.
I don't think the table tents are working very well.
Yeah.
There's no restaurant that wants them except
Well,
the
where they
BBC.
put them at the BBC,
They
they
don't
put them in
have
the
room.
window.
Yeah, and that was
The
the
Corey
thing.
put them
Well,
out, which is good.
The Corey did, and there were a couple places that,
What
the
about
problem
the
is High
Tower?
Desert doesn't have indoor seating right now.
That's
The
right.
table was closed.
I mean,
CB Dell or Poco is outside,
The
which is a
bigger
horrible
tables.
place for table tents, so.
Yeah, they just
There
there
disappeared.
was only
Yeah.
one place that really ended up wanting them. I took some back from like
Mm.
Merck and,
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Be-
what I was
Poco.
thinking.
Banshee.
All right.
Banshee.
Most of
Yeah.
Miles will probably put them out, they're really cash,
Oh,
they
yeah,
have big tables,
Yeah.
that's true.
Most
most
of
of
mine.
Miles. They probably take a poster too,
Over.
they got posters for everything.
Mhm.
all right.
So yeah, getting posters over, and that's a great idea.
Yeah, but, so, before we leave that subject, anything besides the little table tents like, that I can hand out to hotels would be great.
The maps,
Or
as soon as we get them printed.
posters.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, but I think maps would be a really good thing to give to
Yeah,
them.
because all the hotels are booked that weekend. So
Did
that
the
we-
maps have a schedule on them of the performances and the, I mean, of the music? No.
No. There's only so much room left.
Yeah, there's only so much room.
But let's get back on topic. Food vendors. So I will contact the food vendors, and I will contact the art vendors. I'm hoping they can set up 8 to 10. This is the question, and it has to be figured out relatively soon. And this was one of the things that we haven't quite figured out. So because of the way that we put the tents up, because we couldn't do the pop-up tents, because there were too many cars, blah, 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 so we got the big tents. People either have to walk through the middle of the tents, or they have to walk through the sides of the tents. And I need an answer on which one we're gonna decide pretty soon, because it takes away some of the space of the vendors, you know, which is, will be ultimately be okay. And then, I don't know, can vendors hang things from the tents? That's a question that I got. Because they have clothing racks, and I could just tell them to bring clothing racks that are on the ground, that seems easier. But they won't have any walls, so theoretically they have to bring their own walls. Some
I would
people-
say no, they cannot hang from those.
Yeah, I don't
poles.
think-
They don't think that would be acceptable by
Yeah.
the.
But they can bring their own freestanding walls.
Yeah.
But I don't have to tell them this, but we have to decide logistically how this is gonna work with the tents. Because walking on the sides of the tents, there's a sidewalk on one side, which seems very dangerous.
I thought we had decided that we
To
were
go
going
from
to
the middle?
hug them up against
The sidewalk.
the
Well, that's what
side
the map
and the
is.
side,
And then
they were
people are
gonna
gonna walk
walk.
in the middle.
That's what I thought we were gonna do.
Yeah, I think that's safer.
It just
Yeah.
takes away a little bit of their space.
Yeah.
I think that's the only safe way to do it, probably. So I have to send out an email to the art vendors sometime this week telling them, like, you know, what to expect in that sense.
Yeah.
Because the cars will still be on that.
On this
Other side
side,
of the street.
yeah.
Yeah. As you will see, the cars are not on the map because we have no idea where they will be. But there's enough space for an ambulance to go through. So anyway, that's just but anyway, art vendors 8 to 10 set up. That makes sense? Then Saturday, they have to break down and take their stuff away at 5.
Okay.
And then do this setup again the next day. Freeport had gotten it so they could park over at the consignment place. But when they are unloading their stuff, are we going to let them drive up? Which I assume we would, even though it sounds like it's 20 cars, so you're like,
But how else would they do it?
I don't know, we could have volunteers helping them move it up, but I think
I think
that,
they should just pull up,
They should
drop their stuff off, go
Go
park
park.
their car, come back.
are they gonna be able to get through with the rig right there?
Yeah.
They will?
There'll be space here
Okay, cool.
for, unless they're driving a, semi
That was
truck.
my concern, yeah, is it, so But essentially, it's gonna have to be a one-way street.
Mm-hmm.
And so should I tell them to come in
Here
this way
and
and then pull
exit.
in?
That
Okay,
makes
cool.
sense to me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
All right.
And just since we're talking about setup and drop off, we have scheduled to set up at 9 o'clock because I figured we'd have a rush at 8 and a rush right before 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured there'd be less cars for us to deal with
Mm-hmm.
at 9 o'clock.
No, that's a good idea.
So just
So we'll tell them
FYI.
to pull up, drop their stuff off, go park, come back, set it up. That makes sense?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, moving along. Discussion, alcohol for fundraiser and festival and taking payment. Our liquor license hopefully will be here any day.
I didn't check today, to be
No, I
completely
think
honest,
it's
so.
she thought it was going to Dan, and Dan doesn't have it yet, and we'll be
Okay.
fine, because we order alcohol a week before.
That's fine.
Um,
I'll follow up on it though in the morning.
But this was a question, was the taking payments part, is anybody, okay, so we're probably gonna have volunteers taking payments for booze, right? Because everybody else has a place they have to be.
Yeah.
So, the best way to take a payment is obviously with Stripe or Square or whatever on your phone. So we have to keep that in mind when we decide who those volunteers are, that they'll be able to handle that.
I think we're just taking money for the beer and beverage kind of area.
You're taking money
Yeah.
too, theoretically, for catalogs.
Yeah, well, that's how we're gonna be, we're not gonna have any left for sale, I don't think. We're gonna be sold out,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then the only thing we really have to worry about payment would be the
Yeah.
beer. We just have to make sure that we have volunteers.
But
who can handle-
I'll get a square, I don't have one.
I have a square.
Do you have a square?
I have one on my phone too, but it's easy enough. I mean, we
It is.
can get one. It's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, we may have
I
to
have
have
a
one there
little
the night
card.
of.
I have a little card reader you could just use, but we have to figure out who's taking it.
Whose device?
Because I'm not gonna be over there. You could set one up on your phone, like, give me.
So is the idea that we're gonna have, a couple of devices or just one device?
Well, I guess that's the deal. We really only need one over there. Maybe two would be better. It's just the thing I was concerned about was just making sure you have volunteers who know how to, it seemed, if you know how to use the square, you're like, no problem, everybody can do this. That's not true.
No,
Right.
until you've used
Yeah.
it, you know.
I just want to make sure that we think about having a device for that. Because most of us are going to need our phones too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Who is, maybe going to be heading the volunteers, do we know?
Me.
You are, okay.
and we are having, I put a meeting time on there too, for the volunteers.
I saw that.
Oh, cool. All right, that's all I really had. That's just a concern. Food for fundraiser, done. Anything about that you want to say, Amy? So we're good, because we've mentioned it before. Discussion, volunteers, breakdown of volunteer jobs and times. Holly has started that breakdown.
Sure did.
Yeah. And I thought we could get you one of those big, sheets of paper or something, so we could write it out and have it there the day of the festival.
None of us can find our language.
I know, my language is bad. Giant square. No, you just need like a pad, like a big pad or something for you, right?
I have one, if you don't have one, I've got one.
Are you giant pad paper?
Yeah, yeah.
With, is there lines on it?
It doesn't have lines on it.
I was thinking of the kindergarten one.
Then
We
the
can use
Holly's
that.
gonna write all over without lines.
My handwriting is not so good. So
Aw,
we'll figure it out.
It's legible.
Maybe. Sometimes it's not legible.
So I'll get you a sheet of paper, that big paper, I'll maybe give you several sheets in case you.
I'll practice.
So if you're at the festival and you're doing the volunteer thing, where do you want to be?
Like what kind of setup?
I mean, I can hang out at the booze tent if like one person needs to be there.
You want to hang out at the booth
Devices
tent and be
set.
the volunteer
So we
person?
can do that.
Okay, you can do that. That's perfect.
Do we know?
That's probably where
where-
most of the volunteer questions are gonna come from, so
Yeah.
it'd be perfect to have you already there.
But we can tell people to check in with you when they come.
Yeah, and then we can just have one device there the whole time. I've got like an iPad you can use, and then I can use my phone for other things.
Ah, nice.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the volunteer meeting on Tuesday, October 18th? That's the time that, I think that's when we talked about it. At like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what we'll do is I'll contact, right now, there's like 20 or 25 volunteers. There's a lot more people that we need, and I know that will volunteer, but we need to start thinking about getting them on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you have people that you.
Yeah, they've said to me they would go.
Yeah. So we need to really work on getting more volunteers. How do we want to work on getting more volunteers? I can put out another
Request.
request.
Yeah. Did
And
you, we had talked about having like a form with
I haven't
like
done it yet.
suggested. Okay.
The reason was that, I mean, and I think it's a great idea, one could say that I have preconceived notions about Bisbee people.
I
One
have
could say that, and one could also say that, I might know, it's just that getting people to making most Bisbee people to sign up for volunteer jobs beforehand, without giving them a lot of information, I just was worried about that. Because I felt like they might be, I mean, I'd love to get everything more electronic, but this town doesn't really work that well with doing things like that.
we're still kind of an analog town.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like getting the art submissions, like Sharon can tell you, like, we are really analog. And a lot of the volunteers, the people who volunteer over and over again in this town are older. So we could give it a try, but I think that you're still gonna have a lot of people that night who are signing up for jobs with a lot of questions.
Which is fine.
But you and I talk, because I want to help you with the breakdown of jobs too, because I thought of a couple that we need.
Okay.
Is that cool, volunteer meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there anyway, probably.
Do we have on here the thing about the first aid tent?
Yeah, we'll do it in a second.
Okay, is it on here? Okay.
Now is the time, so discussion, additional needs, fencing, wristbands, trash cans, art hanging supplies, first aid supplies. In the next week, if you can think of something that you need, I need to know, so we can order it.
All right, we got the trash cans.
So
I ordered
Do you
them.
have the trash cans?
Yeah, I ordered
Okay.
them.
Where's the information booth or whatever with the Band-Aids and?
We're gonna talk about that in a second on the map.
Oh, okay.
Right now, we're talking about additional needs. Amy, I've been trying to order that thing that we did not get through the city, and they have been back ordered for like a month. So at least on the NASCO site,
Yeah,
they just don't have it. It just is
or
back.
Blick, they don't have it either.
Did you look on Blick?
Yeah,
I don't know
No.
what it was going, because I didn't know what, I tried to Google the name and find a different place to order it, and I just couldn't. And I think what happened is the city ordered it, and then it must have been back ordered. Because we
Yeah.
paid for it.
I even ordered some, cause I thought, I'll
Yeah.
just order it.
Well,
And
no,
then it didn't, they also said, well, it'll get there September, like, something, 19th, and then it got back ordered to the 25th of October.
No.
So we need to find a different.
So, well, Amazon, I think, has something.
Will you send me, because I was confused about, because they were a little different. Will you find something that's kind of the same on Amazon and I'll just order it?
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at it today again and it still said back ordered. You know, and so that must be what happened with the city.
Same, I'm gonna get some extra later.
Yeah.
I'll just use it at school.
No, it was just like, I could not find it anywhere. And I was like, where do they make these? In Ukraine? Like, you just go to
Yeah.
So Amazon and all.
Yeah, because they have a different name maybe.
Yeah.
But whatever you find, I'll order it. 'Cause I started
Okay.
getting nervous. I've been trying to order it for weeks. Fencing, wristbands, trash cans, art hanging supplies, first aid supplies.
Do we have fencing?
City might have this on fencing. City does not have
What do we need fencing?
What do you, yeah, like
That
what
orange
are we?
stuff that goes around the perimeter. It's a legal thing for the liquor
So
license.
we don't usually have that fencing whenever that's used. It's the
Roller coasters.
the coasters. Yeah, their committee.
Well, see, maybe,
We can go out as far away.
who's in charge of the coasters? I don't know.
I don't know who the current president is.
No.
It's Charmaine.
That's
Oh,
her name?
Charmaine.
There you go.
So maybe we can borrow some. Maybe. No. I'm like, maybe.
Maybe you can borrow 100 square foot.
Yeah, we just have to make it so people can only come through one entrance into the beer area.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you think of something you need, please let me know this week. Next, exhibition setup and art take-in. That happens on the 16th. So all the stuff is gonna get moved over. So that's on a Sunday. Sharon is the leader of this, but if anybody wants to come and hang out and help, we could use all the help, right?
Yeah, can we,
Where's
I
that?
need to have this conversation with Dave Rose, because I know that the guys, need to get in there and hang the walls. And I kinda wanna have them have all the time that they need to not have to worry about art being in the way. Although we can put it in that front room, that's really good.
Yeah, I just think
So-
the more merrier.
But
about
the
moving
sooner, and
over.
the sooner we get it moved, the better it'll be.
And is our plan just to carry
Walk it
things
over?
down, just walk it down?
Oh,
Okay, from Deb's,
On
okay.
the-
For the most part.
That's Sunday, so
There's
that's
a
where
few
that
pieces we
calling
need
a
help with.
quorum for the entire
Right, I was
week.
gonna say what time
So
and
where
what's
they
the
are.
address? Is it at the location for the art exhibit?
16 Erie Street.
Okay.
No, it's on.
And then do you know what time?
That's-
Let's do 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I think we're just gonna, because we may not be there till later, but
8 till 5, is that safe? Okay.
You can't see.
It used to be our
just so that we,
co-op, but now it's a.
So-
you know, cover it.
Yeah,
And now,
so
is this
solid
Dave
there,
Rose
you see
here,
right
or
across
are
the
you
street.
collecting it?
Well, Deb, it came to Deb's, it's going to Erie Street. Do you need both addresses?
Can I, well, back to this Sunday the 16th, I have a meeting with Dave Rose.
Oh,
So
that's a Sunday?
Yeah, so it might be that we're in there on Monday, the 17th, just let me have the meeting. I would like to say, I would tell you what time right now.
But can we call a quorum for the whole week?
Pardon?
We have to be specific as to time and place.
Oh, well, I can't do Monday.
No, so hopefully it's Sunday, and I have help with the
We'll
installation.
tell- she has that meeting on
Yeah, we'll
Thursday.
just firm it up, that's
Yeah.
fine, that's fine.
Well, let us know as soon as you know.
Okay,
'Cause they-
then let me have that meeting.
All right, next. This is the map. Look at the map.
It looks fantastic.
Well, there's a lot of things that are gonna change, and they have changed. This has been an ongoing thing. So, if you're looking at, first look at the Erie Street map. The first change is I'm gonna make the BBC, the Bisbee Breakfast Club.
Right.
And it would be, that was one of the ones, did you take posters over there? And they were like, what's going on? They knew though, but I just wanna make sure they know what's about to happen to them.
Yeah, they know now.
Yeah. We are gonna put the information and first aid together at the beginning of the vendor tent. We have a little bit of room.
Which tent?
The first tent to
first
the
big
left is a big
vendor
vendor tent.
All right.
And there's a little tent that's in front of it right now. Take that one away.
That tent's going
coming out.
away.
Okay.
Okay. The shade tent is gonna have the kids to the north, well, what, I don't know, it's north, to the top. The kids tent will go into, the kids, our table will go at the very top of the shade tent,
That's me?
if you.
Oh, okay.
And then the food and drink vendors move over and the booze tent goes as far away from the kids as possible because that seems like a conflict. Yeah, that's why I did that, so. Sure, she
children's
pointed
art
that out,
is
she was
everywhere.
like, "Did you just put the booze and the kids together?" And I was like, why not? But yeah. This brings up the point is that I realize it feels like we have all the tents in the world, but we actually do need to borrow 2 pop-up tents of someone's. I would love to borrow those. The city, it's like a unicorn, the unicorn of the pop-up tents. So I'm not gonna believe in that story anymore, but, 2 pop-up tents. Anybody know anybody?
I don't know anybody, so I don't.
So I'll search for pop-up tents. I know that, I mean, I can put it out on,
I can ask too.
yeah, we just need 2 little pop-up tents.
I think I'm using ours.
You might need, I think yours are over here in the picture.
Yeah, but if I was, we're gonna do setting up. We've had a bunch of windstorm issues with ours, and so we have like parts and pieces of like 5 different ones.
Oh, I
So,
think Central School has pop-up tents, maybe
Yeah.
1. But it, oh, that's not
It
2.
won't be windy.
but if
And
I
so
come
the-
up with more than one, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know, 'cause we need 1 for the booze
A whole one.
and 1 for the sound people,
Okay.
okay?
What size pop-ups did you?
10 by 10, like just the regular ones.
Like farmer's market size.
Yeah. This is the main changes that I see. I gave this to you this evening, so you can tell me anything that you think that needs to be changed.
What is this, Karen, right here?
That's
Those
a
two are
science center.
lab.
The science lab,
Okay.
Where?
that double tent, the double
All right.
2 tent,
Okay.
and then
And I will call them to make sure that they are
on,
on board.
okay. And then we're gonna add the address 16 Erie Street to the Star Chevrolet building, just so nobody's confused. Because I think people just Google places
Any
now.
chance we can hug them down a little bit further?
Yes. Yeah, that's what, mostly Angela was actually, I wanted you to look at this and make sure we were on the same page.
Mhm.
Because you have extra tent. And is that
Yeah.
inclusive of all the tents that you need?
Mhm.
Your tent right here too, isn't it?
That's actually gonna be just a dance floor, so there's not a tent actually there.
Okay.
And it's only gonna be there for a short period of the day for
Okay.
flamenco and a couple of other things, so.
Where's the thing?
I hope people know where to park, just,
We have parking things coming.
that's
They had
good.
to say parking, and then
Oh,
once they say
good.
additional parking.
Okay.
I,
Oh, should it be on, it should be on the map though.
it is on the other, it's gonna be on the next page.
Okay.
I love your giant hole in the earth.
We can take that off. That was
No,
actually,
can we keep it?
I drew that, I drew it for the city.
No, it's very Bisbee, we
Yeah.
need to keep it.
So yeah, this map, this is the thing about this map, the parking thing is, unless we were putting them out to hotels, which I guess we could do, which we were talking about doing, by the time you get there, you already obviously had to park. So how do you tell people where to park?
Yeah.
So
When people are asking me that,
we're gonna put it up on the website in the next couple of weeks, and I'm gonna send out the newsletter with the parking thing. If you go to the next thing, the next page, with the bus schedule,
Right.
at the bottom, I'm gonna add the addresses of where you can park.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Because people, if we do put these at the hotels and places like that.
Yeah, and I realized that was something that I needed to do, like, so just put the addresses of
little school.
the Lowell School and the address of, the general address for the parking for the festival, and then the address for Lowell Plaza, like, that,
I think
the
it-
bus address, and the addresses with the bus stops.
Mhm,
Boy, that's gonna be
So
so much
hopefully
information.
people
I know,
will
this
just
is
park
the-
and ride the bus, just park and ride.
That's what we're hoping, but how do you get that information to people?
Yeah, I don't know if you wanna have like another block of information that says,
Park and ride.
park and ride preferred, parking available at, I don't know.
Well, that's what I was gonna put, that parking address, is a park and ride preferred.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can put the address of the pages paid for parking lot, which will be ready just in time for this. And then the Lowell Middle School, and then the parking for the festival. I mean, the park, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I just realized that parking for a festival is a confusing thing to have on the bus schedule.
Festival park.
That would be,
Yeah, because people are.
it just said, it should just be festival.
Yeah.
Thank you, I didn't even notice that. So, looking down below, this has been corrected multiple times. I think it's all here, except we have to add the cigarette machine. But please, when you get home or something in the next day, please look at this and make sure there's not some really silly thing where we put something in the wrong place.
Artemisia is spelled wrong, I think.
That's the way they spell it.
It's
Is
the way they
it?
spell it. And you know what, I
Oh.
was thinking, Karen, since they just sent
Oh,
out,
I'm thinking of buildings.
they sent me a text message today about their new, everything they're doing, yada, yada, their new location. Since we're making this, do we want to point an arrow the other, up the canyon to?
We can do it in the future, but it's not gonna be open.
It
for
won't be
this.
open,
Yeah,
so-
I don't wanna,
And it just
I just,
confuses.
well, there's a limit to like how much we
Yeah,
can change
exactly.
this.
Yeah.
If they were gonna be open, it'd be different.
I mean, I would like to use this map in the future and have the city have it, or, you know, the tourism office.
Yeah.
And then we could just amend it then.
Yeah.
This should be even something that, year round people have
No,
access to.
it's actually, it was a great thing to put the money into to have this map. So yeah, please take a look at both of these and make sure that something doesn't just seem, the problem is I'm not the best proofreader. So if you are a good proofreader, please read it and make sure that there's not some ridiculous mistake. Alright, that's why I gave it to you guys. But I wrote it-
55 name, didn't we change the, oh no, never mind, that is the new name.
Tank, yeah, tank as well.
Parking and bus logistics, I guess we just covered that. So we have bus stop things that have the schedule on them too.
Oh, good, okay.
Is this, sorry, go ahead. Just maybe you can make these bold or something.
Just remember, there's only so much you can put on one piece of paper.
No, I mean, it's already there.
Well, I'm gonna take off parking for festival.
Oh, right.
It'll just say festival, that makes more sense, right?
Yep.
Wait,
I don't
there's
know
something
if
right
I-
here. Hold on.
Lowell Plaza says.
If I was
Oh,
looking.
I see what it's mean. I see what it's saying.
If I was looking for somewhere to park, like where am I gonna park? If it says parking for festival, that's where I'd go.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
just
think
took that.
that's right.
Okay, that is right.
Yeah.
I just took it out.
No, it's
Accidentally.
good, sorry.
Yeah, that's what it's not saying, sorry, I'm just confused myself.
I was.
It's Copper Queen Plaza is at the Lyric Theater in Old Bisbee. That's what it means.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
why I just thought of it was meaning something else. That is why it's parking for festivals.
No, this is good, it's fine.
Okay.
Leave it how it is.
No, I don't know why I thought to stick that out, because it's not the right thing to do. This is why I need all of you. Because after a while, when you stare at this for so many months,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it doesn't make sense anymore.
So what's happening with the parking lot in Lowell?
What do you mean?
Oh, at the top of the
Is it
street.
parking?
Yeah,
So that's just first come, first served, that's just parking. Will the bus go in?
yeah, it goes to the bus stop. Yeah.
Are there enough designated handicap spots?
I assume that the parking lot has handicap spots, doesn't it?
Not
No?
there, I don't think.
No? There's
I don't
probably
think-
one right
Because
at
there
the
really needs to be-
door of
Do
City
they
Hall.
If somebody wants to take charge of that, that is beyond my
Do they
pay
have to
grade.
have that?
Don't you have one in front of the
It's
City
done by
Hall
Freeport,
building?
so maybe I'll
There's
find
some
out.
at City Hall.
I don't think that there are.
Oh, I thought
I
there
mean,
was.
there's a ramp to get up there, but there aren't designated.
Right.
I'm not even sure how we would designate handicap spaces.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean,
There's no handicap parking in, no.
Nope.
We're out of compliance.
Not us, the city.
Is that though, you have to look at the law, sometimes the laws are not
well,
what
it also
everybody
is probably
assumes.
different.
Well, I think
because
that's
it's
a-
owned by Freeport.
I'm not sure that
Yeah.
works because it's a private parking lot.
Yeah, it's a private parking lot, so.
We lease it from
You lease it, so it's
Yeah.
not a city parking lot.
I don't think it's a.
Yeah.
Yeah, you,
Just-
we assume that we need that, but I'd like to see it before we just assume that we have to do that.
I mean, it would be nice, I'm not sure how we can even, I don't know how to deal with that.
It'd be nice if people were just like, oh, I'm very able-bodied, so I will park farther away.
I don't think the
Don't
world
think
works
that
like
way.
that, but I would love
That's
it.
the way my brain works.
People don't think that way.
I don't know, that's funny. I never thought of that.
Well, that would, the city would have already had to have those anyway, so.
If they
Right.
were required.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
who knows? Ashley's like.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw.
Might wanna find out if they're
Well, let's
supposed
just
to
look,
have
I
those.
can't, I don't have the, I don't
Next
have the time
item,
to handle.
next item.
Just
Yeah.
ask Joe.
Sorry, guys.
I will be.
No, just we'll bring it up in city in the next few months. All right.
Few
Discussion.
months.
Table tents, posters, and banners. So the banners coming, more posters we'll
Done.
put up. Like I said, if you
It's
think
all
of
done.
something else we can do, yeah,
We covered that in detail.
yeah. Then discussion, connecting with Luke Oldfield and the owners of the cars on Erie Street.
I'll do the cars.
All right, who talked to Luke originally?
Jenny, did you talk to me?
I never
No,
talked to Luke.
I didn't.
But you can talk, I'll talk to
You can't,
Josie. if
I
you
was gonna
want.
say, you can't get a hold of Luke. You can get a hold of
Luke
Josie.
gave us permission to use electricity.
Electricity.
Yes, but it came through Josie.
Oh, okay. Do you want to talk to
I'll
Josie?
talk to
then?
Josie.
You want to talk to
Okay.
Josie?
I'll talk
Okay.
to Josie and because that's related to the music and I'm gonna wanna feel like.
Yeah,
we
you'll
have
feel a
that down.
better sense of control if you
Yeah.
talk directly.
Yeah. Okay, because we'll have to run electrical out of there. That's right.
Yeah.
So if we need extension cords, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
That should be on your list up there with additional needs, huh?
Yeah, that could be.
Extension cords.
I think Darren says he has a lot.
Well, if we
Yeah,
need extra
and
ones.
he can always come over and borrow from us as well. We'll just label them properly.
Yeah, and Central School has got a billion too if we need them. But if he has a, just let me know.
He already kind of knows that, Jenny, but reiterate it if he needs
Yeah, I should actually measure it so I can tell him. what's-
how many feet
I know.
of electrical cord he needs,
Then, yeah, let me know.
because we've got tons.
Oh, good. So, before we go on, let's think about this for a second, or I'm gonna think with you. So, look over the map. Sharon's gonna let us know about art intake, so we can all be there if we want to be.
Yeah, as soon as Dave gives me the.
Volunteer thing, we'll connect again before then.
Mhm.
Okay. And, everybody has a few assigned tasks of people to get a hold of, right?
So the quorum, somebody's gonna work that out, you're gonna
Yeah,
send
Karen
that
will
out to
call me
us.
with the details, cause I'll need where and what,
We just have to
when,
call-
for the
we-
16th and the 23rd.
We can call it pretty close to the,
24 hours.
yeah. It's just so, yeah. But I mean, we are all gonna be there all,
The whole time.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
whole.
yeah, exactly. I never said that. Is there anything that we're forgetting? I don't think so. I think we got it.
We have a really beautiful donation box.
Where's that gonna be?
So item 3, discussion on additional items related
I
to
got
Bisbee
picked
Arts
it
and
up today, it's
Festival.
gorgeous. It's
Where's-
over, it's at Deb Maroney's, like with all the art right now.
Where's it gonna go?
Well, it's gonna go, for our event, it's gonna be in the Dave Rosa's building. Yeah, but as people come for the next 5 weekends, coming to the
Oh,
exhibition,
okay.
to be able to give some money. And it has a place for signage for people to put their, if it gets borrowed by anybody.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Great. We will have a meeting on the 17th.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And most of what that will be, I think, panic, but also we'll talk about we're not gonna really we're just trying not use volunteers for Friday night, we're gonna use ourselves, which will be if you wanted to get to know everyone, that would be the time. I was gonna say, right now, we have sold about half of the tickets.
I bought
that was
2.
what I
I
was
saw that, you didn't have to buy.
Well, my cousin is
Okay,
coming
cool.
with his husband and they're gonna go.
Oh, perfect. So it actually after it's 3 weeks out, I feel pretty good about that. since
Yeah, we're gonna be sold out, you guys.
Bisbee usually doesn't buy anything until like 2 days before. But,
Yeah,
I know.
that'd be something to.
I
There are
know.
gonna be people showing up who think they can just show up, that's gonna be the hard part.
yeah, that'll be fun too, but
That would be something to
That will
discuss
be
on the
more-
radio when you do your interview.
please do not show up unless you have tickets or you plan to pay for a ticket. So
All
that'll
the artists are
be,
gonna show up with their significant.
fundraiser
others.
breakdown will be on the next agenda. Does anybody else have any additional items related to the arts festival? I really tried to cover it all, sort of.
You did good.
You did really well.
Yeah, let me know about that thing though, about the buying the.
I'll let you know by
What
tomorrow.
about the first aid kit? Who's got one?
Oh,
And who are we gonna ask, that was a question that I thought about, do we wanna try and get a hold of a couple of nurses to be there as volunteers, who do we know, there's Allison McLeod, there's
Ragged.
Ragada, there's,
well, what kind of,
Yeah,
What's our
Bisbee.
responsibility?
if somebody's bleeding, we just call the 911.
Yeah.
I think we just.
There's a
I think
reason we
just
left
keep
that
first aid.
emergency aisle.
We just have first aid equipment with us.
Just
and-
have
I can stand at
Band-Aids.
the information
Yeah.
booth and be like, if
Yeah.
you need more than a Band-Aid, you're out of here.
So is the information
Put a Band-Aid crawl.
I'll
Is
tell you,
the-
we'll call 911 for you.
is the information booth going to be manned? Is there gonna be?
Yes.
It's
By
me.
who?
Me.
Are you? Okay, so you're the information.
The book of knowledge.
So
Well,
just give
the
you a
information
bag of
booth, it's
Band-Aids.
over there by the vendors because I have to be there for the vendors anyway.
Right.
And we can have all the brochures and everything there too.
Well, I like the idea. It makes me feel more secure to know where you're gonna be, Karen.
Thank God.
And originally, I was thinking the volunteer would be with Karen, but I like the idea of the volunteers being at the beer tent, because
Yeah.
then you could be doing this, whatever.
You can do, yeah, that's great. Sorry.
So we're
I mean,
good.
you'll
We
have a
spread
you'll have
ourselves
your own
out, we're not a
volunteer.
quorum.
Well, and then it's less likely that people have to come searching for an answer. in different
So yeah, it's all, the future is.
Everybody had their phones those days, that's all I can say.
I know, I was trying to get us walkie-talkies, but they're,
Yeah, phones
Charge
might not
them
work, we have
first.
too many people in a small space. Cell towers might get overloaded, that happens at music festivals.
We're not that big.
I actually
We
think,
might be.
well, that was,
I have a costume piece that hides.
we
my
talked to
phone,
Eva about
so
it,
you
it's
guys
just
will
so
always be
unclear to
able
know if you're gonna have too many people or
Nice.
too few people. It's just, the amount that we have spent on advertising, you'd think that we'd have a lot, and then that's scary, and then having too few is scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Scary, the
It'll
whole
be
idea
great.
is just
But I
scary.
mean, that's the idea, let's think about ways to get the word out the more that we can. Look at the Facebook ads, there's a lot of things on there, and just keep on sharing
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna even leave without Bill here?
I know.
For a long time.
We don't know how to close
We don't know how to
our
do
meeting
it.
Make a
without
motion
Bill.
to adjourn.
So future agenda items were good, I think we're gonna have kind of the same ones.
That'll be
But I'll
speaker
write it.
meeting.
And fundraiser breakdown.
Yeah, that's fundraiser breakdown, and I'll do it, I'll type it up again.
That's fine.
Our next meeting is when?
17.
Monday the
Oh.
17th.
Okay.
Is that enough meetings?
Yes, it is. No offense, but yes, it
We
is.
need to have on the agenda, discuss, how stress reducing techniques.
Management.
We need to,
Just bring a blue box to the
breathwork
next
share.
meeting.
Agenda item,
We'll
which
just-
trash can is
just
Karen
dance.
living in Lowell, so you can find her?
We have some nice little cute trailers we could park over there for you.
I don't know, I'll stay in the pit. I think it will be great. I'm very excited. I have a few things on this list I know we each do, so let's just try and get them out in the next few days and we'll be doing good.
Good, thanks.
Thanks. Do I have a motion?
I move that we adjourn.
Do I have a second? All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Good evening.
Turn off your thing.
Yeah, turn off your thing. I know, our words
Our
are-
language, what's wrong?